All right, we are recording. Okay, welcome everybody. You can see the agenda. So 6:30, welcome. 6:35, we're going to go through the meeting minutes, and Marcy's going to do that. Cassie's going to give an update on the newsletter status. We're going to talk briefly about the May general meeting to see if we have any topics. And then I left a bunch of time for board reports, so we can catch up. Any changes that people want made on here? Any motion to accept the meeting agenda?
I move that we accept the meeting agenda.
Okay, Marcy, second.
And I'll second Casey.
Casey, great. Any objections? All right, let's do it. Marcy, you are up.
Well, I sent out the meeting minutes. I had some spelling corrections from Brad. Alexandria, can you just change your name so I quit misspelling it?
Me?
Yeah. I always add an E at the end.
Oh yeah, you do. Or an I.
Yeah, I'm getting there. If anybody else had any changes, otherwise, most of the things that Brad pointed out were spelling errors. Did anybody else have any other changes that needed to happen?
Anybody? Did everybody look at them?
I didn't catch anything, no.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a motion then for all three, right? So we have the
Yeah.
March what?
16th.
General meeting, and then we have April
Board meeting and April
Board meeting.
general meeting.
and April general meeting. Okay. So we have a motion to accept those.
So moved.
Is that Brad?
Yes.
Nope, Casey. Oh, that was Brad. Second. Going once, going twice.
I'll second Casey.
Casey second. Thank you. All right, any objections? All right, meeting minutes approved.
Thank you.
Cassie, newsletter update.
About 30 minutes ago, I emailed out a link, but I can pull it up as well.
Okay, I can unshare. Hold on. There you go.
I always have to remember how to share on share screen. Here it is. Oh, it says disabled, but I did email it out.
Oh,
to
let
Alex
me
open
let me
it.
enable you. Hold on.
Either
That's why I thought it was me that was having a problem with the camera.
No, it's
No.
always the default is that only the host can share.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. You should be able to share.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry.
No worries.
Okay.
We got it.
You see that?
Yep.
Okay. Now this is the draft. So we can leave comments and have things changed around. One of the things that I had her swap, I already left a comment here, was to move this story, what's cooking in Overlook, with these restaurants, to a different page other than the first page. I feel like
Yeah, I agree.
maybe the greenways would be better on the front page.
I
With my
support that.
comments?
I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too.
So everyone has the links if it's helpful to you to scroll on your own, but I can zoom in on something. I can talk about layout. And then down here we have the parking permit program, and we didn't have an image for that. So she said she could use a stock image, or we can leave it blank. Either way.
I'll find one after the meeting
Okay,
and send it to Chelsea
no
and
worries.
get something off Peabot's site.
Okay. And then we have Overlook Schools back in action. With Sidonia and Nancy, or Stacy, sorry. Movies in the Park canceled. Just a quick update about that and what they are doing in place of that. And then message from the chair. So introducing the new volunteers. And I did get pictures from Grant and Sidonia as well to add. But if anyone else, Michael, Brian, or Stacy has images that they could send me, we can add those in too.
Hey,
So
Cassie.
Michael,
Yep.
Oh, I just emailed you one and I apologize for being so late on it.
Oh, no worries.
Only if you have room. I don't like my face. So if you don't use it, I'm not going to be offended.
Maybe we could just do little small pictures next to the name because there
Your
is a lot of
choice.
text on the
Your
page,
choice.
but it's nice to see people.
do small ones. And so Michael, this is announcements coming later, but Michael has retired, I guess. He said he's just too busy. So let's
Okay.
remove
remove
that
that
one, and then it'll give us a little bit more room for like maybe pictures to the left of everybody.
Okay.
And then yeah, just do small ones.
Great.
So who are you missing?
I have Grant and I have Sidonia. So Brian, was that you talking? I don't have everyone's blurb.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Brian.
Right. So
Okay.
Brian and then Stacy. Stacy, are you on the call? I don't know if she is on today or not.
Nope.
She's not on. Her dog, I don't know if you guys saw the email, her dog just passed away.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That sucks. It's one of the worst things.
It is.
Let's gosh. I wonder if we can find a photo somewhere.
Yeah. I'll reach out to her again maybe tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
And then the yard sale announcement with the information about the free day. I did have a question about that. Is like, how is that being handled? Because I know that we've also talked about informing neighbors to not just leave things out for free on the curb, but this is kind of right against that. So I don't know if it's worth putting hours or something like that, or encouraging people to collect their items at the end of the day.
I like
Does it
that.
say anything about that at the end?
I think it did.
No, it doesn't, does it?
They usually say that,
Yeah, we need to put
Okay.
that in there.
to be mindful and respectful of.
Okay, I'll add a note, maybe.
You can look at last year's or the year before and see what they said.
Okay, I'll do that.
That'd be great.
I'll just make a note to myself here.
Put it in like one sentence bold at the bottom or something.
Yeah.
Looking good.
I think, could we come up with a different headline for Chris leaving? Maybe Chris Trayball moves on? I don't know, something like that. It's a little,
Moves on.
Harsh.
He's no longer with us.
I mean, well, I didn't say
he's gone
passes
to the-
on, you know.
He's gone to that,
What about just
that
Chris?
Cleveland sky and yeah.
What about like says
Like
goodbye
farewell.
to OKNA?
Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
I agree. Reading it, I was kind of like, oh, okay, bye.
Yeah, just say
Abruptly resigns.
It does sound like
Strable.
it's left in a huff.
Yeah, totally.
Thank you.
Passes on.
What did you decide sounded good?
Gone but not forgotten.
I think farewell. Farewell, or yeah, what other word is there?
Farewell to Chris.
Oh man, that makes this no.
I don't know.
That's nice.
Bye, Chris.
It's farewell to Overlook.
That looks good.
Okay.
Adios.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So do these dates and everything look okay? Upcoming board meetings?
Yeah. The only thing, do we want 2
Yeah, the
hours for
July
the board
4th.
meeting? I'm hoping that we could make that shorter.
Which one?
The board meetings. Do we need to
Oh,
leave it
yeah,
open
yeah.
to 8:30?
No, let's do 8.
Okay.
We usually get done about 8, and then so those are when the next meetings are coming. Yeah, I guess you're right. June 1st. Do we usually have a board meeting on that close to July 4th? I don't think we do we?
It depends on how it falls and what's been going on. You cancel it and then something comes up. It's the way that works.
Okay, let's leave them in there.
No, Monday is a holiday. So
Right.
Which Monday?
The
The 5th.
July 5th.
So Sunday is the 4th of July, so the holiday will be on the 5th,
Oh.
Monday. So yes, it is right after that. I expect we'll cancel it, but things have happened in this
Should we
year's.
say something like tentative? These are the
Ish.
tentative board meetings.
Well, the dates have to be announced to the public, so they're somewhat fixed.
Yep.
Don't we usually cancel the August meeting? Because that's usually an ice cream social.
We're talking
That's
about the
usually the
August
general.
3 or the August 17.
Yeah, we usually do the August 17th meeting. Well, we do a party, or
Yeah.
Right. And I
Which-
hope we can have one.
yeah, maybe we should try to do that. So let's leave August 17th in there.
Okay.
I think it looks good. Can we change the 6:30 general one to 8 too?
Can we?
Sure.
Yeah.
I think we should.
I think when people see 2 hours, they get a little bit
Yeah.
discouraged.
Mhm.
These days, people won't put up with that. We used to go 4 hours back when no, never mind.
Where's Chris's house? His house on here?
Yeah. Why do I
Is
know?
it? That's funny. Are you, which
Farewell,
one? You're on,
Chris.
you're on
Yeah.
Wygant, right?
Yep, that'd be the bottom one.
That's pretty impressive.
It sold in 4 days.
Mhm.
Crazy.
What was wrong with the one that was on for 8?
Yeah, I mean 8 days.
That must
I
have
don't
been.
see an 8. No, there's 6.
Where is Delaware? I can't think of where that is.
It's right next to Adidas.
That's why.
No, yeah, but it's further up. That's up by you, Alexandra.
Delaware? Oh, 59. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so it's a couple blocks.
Well, we got 3 houses on Melrose Drive on sale here. So if anyone's looking for a
Wow.
house,
Crazy.
yeah, people are getting out of Dodge.
And then it looks like we took off we left this on, but took off that $50. I don't see that here. So this should be right, correct?
Mm-hmm.
We should
Yep,
probably
that's good.
change this to 2021.
Oh, yeah.
Is it 2021 already?
Where does the time?
And is it 6,000 residents? I always heard it was 7. Where are we at now?
We haven't heard what our new number is. I don't doubt that it's 7.
Is this right email for Alan?
Yep, that's right.
Okay, good. This should all still be the same. This is a continuation of Chris's letter. And then she's going to put the word search here.
And did you have the businesses? I missed it.
Vote here today.
Oh,
Oh, very nice.
Oh, I like it broken up like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it
yeah,
looks
it's all
good.
updated, right?
Thanks to
What does the little
Bo.
star mean?
No phone numbers.
Scan
We're moved. Well, there is one
together.
there, I guess, but yeah, we've moved on.
Scan to discover. Scan the QR code to discover contact details.
Oh, they're in the board, or they're in the business association. Cool.
Nice.
Looks great.
What do you think about the font at the very bottom there?
This
Yeah,
hard
it
to
look-
read.
it looks washed out to me. I think I'd go black
Mhm.
or whatever.
Agree.
Okay. I'll let you guys have some time with it as far as if you want to read through and see if you catch any grammar or spelling errors. That would be great just to have an additional set of eyes. I'll do the same. But she said by Friday. So if everyone can get by Thursday, that'll give her an extra day too.
And this page looks great, by the way.
Looks good.
Yeah, thanks, Bo Sidonia.
Yeah, it looks great.
Cool. I like it. It's awesome.
New places to try. Is this going in where?
Blind Docs, that's where Untapped was.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Yeah, right there on Prescott, I think,
Yep.
or
And-
Skidmore.
Yeah, it's great. Been there lots of times, but not Foxy yet. Great.
All
Okay.
right.
Well, yeah, if everyone can look over for grammar, but otherwise it looks good.
Perfect. So you sent out a link. So you just want us to respond by Thursday.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Perfect.
End of day Thursday.
Bravo, Cassie.
Yeah,
Nice work.
Thanks, everyone.
it's great. Okay, let's talk about the May general meeting. Whoops, let's not turn the meeting off. I almost got rid of all you guys. What do we have in terms of agenda items? Do we have any agenda items? I have Zippo at this point, but I want to hear from you guys.
I don't think I have anything either.
Anybody have any? Nada. Okay. Do we want to skip the May general meeting?
Oh, and it'll be election night too. You know, the school board and
I was
the,
gonna ask if we ever like encourage like voting for that.
Yeah, we can send out a blurb. Say we're giving you the night off,
there you
Go vote.
go.
even though you can
Yeah.
vote at any time because it comes in the mail. All right. So is anybody opposed to canceling the May general meeting?
No,
And no developers waiting to present. I realize they don't have to come to us, but I just
No.
wanted to. Okay, sounds good.
Cool. All right.
With me.
May meeting is canceled. Okey doke. Let me find the agenda again. All right, we're on to board reports. Anybody have anything?
Okay, the newspaper will be out after May the 7th. It could be going anywhere from 7th to the end of the week. We'll have it
Okay,
next week.
great. And you have enough people delivering, or do we want to put out another blurb?
No, it's okay. That's all.
Got it?
set.
All right, thanks. Looking forward to it.
Thanks, Alan.
I managed to break my camera. So in the meantime, the Adidas cycle track. So I think I saw something on Nextdoor last night from another Brad. So we're just hitting the cities with lots of Brads. And so it sounds like we've made progress as far as getting the city to look at the northbound Greeley at the Going Street lights and their configuration there. Because what happened was they were only allowing one through lane north of those pair of lights. And so lots of folks were coming up the right-hand side and then cutting in. And it was causing lots of problems. So I heard that they're going to flip that back. So
Oh, okay.
city takes
Taking 'em back to the
control
zipper?
on, yeah, so they take control. Basically, they sub this out to Turner Adidas part of the deal. And so they can't make changes or they're gonna have to pay Turner to do it. And it's like they want to do that themselves. So we got to sit tight here for another 4 weeks, and then they'll be able to get in there and hopefully finish the stuff and get the signals timed up right and all that kind of stuff.
So that's not going to be, isn't it when you're heading north and you have to take a right in the right-hand lane? Is that what it was?
They've widened that out at the moment, and you're forced to take a right.
Okay.
Before 2 lanes could go through north.
Okay.
And then they merge above the lights before you get up to Adidas. It's going to return to that, is what I heard. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. And they're going to fix. Wasn't there an issue with the timing of the lights? And they're looking at that too, right?
I'm waiting for the city to respond.
Okay.
I sent that to them and said, we need those to work, and they can be timed together. That might be a good idea, so they both go at the same time if there are people on them. Those kind of things. So no answers back yet. And it's weird because you can get a traffic engineer who has the plans, but they can't do anything. So as opposed to most of the time they actually can do something, they just won't. So anyway, that's it from me.
Great, thank you.
I'll jump in. It's Casey, the Homeless Update Committee. 3 reports to talk about. One is in the April 23rd Oregonian. They mapped out how the county will spend its nearly $150 million on homeless budget. So I don't know if you all saw that or not. I can maybe forward this on to you before we leave tonight as the article. But a lot of details more on the specifics here. And so Kelsey Nowaki, which is a part of the Homeless Update Committee, she and I are going to be breaking this down and asking more specific questions on what is it, how are these measures or how are these decisions being made on a local neighborhood level, right? So we are formulating a questionnaire or a response to the city, just kind of getting more details of how it pertains to neighborhoods, more specifically Overlook, if we can gather that information. So that's one piece. The other aspect is we've re-engaged with the North Portland Doers gathering, and this is a community. I don't know if you recall, I maybe mentioned this before, but it's part of the North Portland community, which is engaging 11 North Portland neighborhoods. Overlook being one of them, and talking about pretty much everything from how the city's funding things to other involvements. And so we are going to be participating, listening during the next coming meeting, which is in July. So that's good. And then
that was the Multnomah Doers?
No, in the North Portland. North Portland. Excuse me, for the specific is the North Portland Doers gathering.
That's it. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
And then as far as the last piece here is the updates from the city of Portland. Johnny, that's Jonny, Johnny Lewis. He's a program coordinator. He's providing regular updates to us as far as how to report on homelessness issues, cleanups, other things that they're doing in the community to discard materials from neighborhoods. Obviously, what's recently happening with COVID has that restricted kind of their involvement for campsite removal or other camps that might be in the neighborhood. So I was hoping to get information from him prior to this meeting. Have not, but that's okay. But communicating with him. So our whole purpose here for the update aspect is to literally update the neighborhoods. Again, not advocating either way, just to update accordingly. So we're going to be using the website, the Overlook Neighborhood website, and or blog to provide updates as they become available.
Great, that's a lot. Thanks.
Yep.
Was the first topic that you mentioned that was part of what I can't remember.
The measure
presented.
Yeah,
the last
exactly. Yeah, actually, no, I'm not sure. No, it's with, forgive me, again, looking for her name as we're speaking, Kafoury, Kafoury. She is, can't remember, she's the Multnomah County Chair.
Okay.
So probably something
Yeah,
different.
maybe the other one was talking specifically about that property on Alberta and Interstate, right?
Yep, a lot of concerns, obviously a lot of issues, no doubt. There's several camps they're happening, but we're just trying to get a gauge on what's happening best we possibly can from the city and what we can do as residents to either report or just keep them informed on what's happening. So, always moving, just trying to be engaged and respond accordingly.
Great, appreciate it. Any questions for Casey?
Casey, I have a question for you. We have
Sure.
that's down on Going Street, farther down. And we've called in a couple times because what they're doing is they're driving down the sidewalk still. They pull on to the sidewalk at Plaid Pantry and drive down the sidewalk to their camp, which is down below Concord.
Right.
And when I've reported it, they said it's not a camping issue, it's a police issue because
Police
they
issue.
shouldn't be driving on the sidewalk.
Right. So misdemeanor, whatever you
But then
call
when
it.
you call non-emergency says it's one point of contact because they're
Right.
so,
Yeah, it is, from my understanding, it is a one point of contact is where it starts, and every time you do submit that, they're required to visit that particular site that you reported. As far as what they do with it, that's the other question.
okay.
But it's the best way of doing it. I put the campsite report form down below. I think that's just the broader one, but it's the one point of contact, which is at least gets it on the radar. And the more you can do, that, it actually just shows the different areas that are getting attention. And there's actually a map on the website that kind of shows you the elimination, and the more it shows that our neighborhood perhaps is being has more encampments than normal, that may bode well with how the city might address it.
Okay. It's just, nobody seems to want to address the fact that they are driving their cars down the sidewalk.
Yeah,
on the
just
bike
parking them, right.
It's probably like what's happening over at Peninsula Trail and some of the other ones.
Yeah, and Hazelnut
pulling up.
Grove has about 6 or 7 cars that are illegally parked over there. There's no oversight or regulation. It's been reported, but apparently you're able to do whatever you want. So it's tough.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear you.
Thanks for tracking.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thanks, Casey.
Not a question, but a follow-up kind of. I got an email this week from someone who got a small group of people together and did some trash cleanup, and they picked up 500 pounds of trash, he said, in a couple hours, just 4 people. And he was just asking what they could do as neighbors, but also was wondering and inquiring if we had ever reached out to FedEx or UPS as members of this neighborhood to see if they would do like an adopt a street program type thing to help with cleanup projects in the area. So I didn't know of anything. I wasn't aware of anything. I'm not sure if anything's ever been thought of on that way, or if we would reach out to them.
So
but I thought I would bring it up.
why are they thinking about FedEx and UPS? Because they're on Swan Island, or just random?
Yeah, they're just always like the traffic that we have through this neighborhood as they're going there. Well, mainly along that corridor, the going corridor is what.
Yeah, I used to work for the Swan Island Business Association, and there were many companies that were very involved with SEBA, and there were annual, or no, actually more frequently, maybe semi-annual, quarterly cleanups of Going Street that the executive director, Lenny Anderson, would spearhead, and we oftentimes would partner with him and them. Unfortunately, the Business Association has not continued, and it's been 6 years maybe since it's been defunct. And so we really don't have a very good way of connecting with the businesses. UPS is a fairly large business on the island. FedEx has their office, as you go down Going Street and you make an immediate left, you can send off your packages there. But they also have a distribution center over the bridge by the the PCC Trade Center. So both of them have a presence on the island. There's nobody who's actively working with the businesses right now. So.
Okay, that's good to know. I thought I would ask because I had no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, Cassie, thanks for that. Because I think it's mostly grassroots efforts. I've just by just reading in the Oregonian, it seems to be there are some operations to get more cleanup happening as communities, the best we could possibly do at this point. But I don't necessarily know of a concerted effort that pushes on the businesses to get involved. So, but I'll certainly keep my ears to the ground.
Yeah, Al and I used to organize the neighborhood annual neighborhood cleanup, and we always and Marcy knows this. Her and her husband were always active with that, and we used to start the cleanup on Going Street. And we really, the last time, Alan, I don't know how many years ago was that, 7 years ago or so. It was really hard for our volunteers with the campers along Going Street and what they were doing. We just vowed we were not going to spend our energy on Going Street anymore. And so we did the cleanups for 3 years after that, Alan?
Yeah.
Based at the Bethel Lutheran Church, maybe 4 years. And those annual cleanups are no longer financially subsidized by Bureau Planning and Sustainability and somebody else. So it looks like the city is giving Solve a lot of money to then work with neighborhoods and businesses and so on to do their own cleanups. And I reported last board meeting that I kind of stumbled upon Neil Kelly partnering with Solve to do a cleanup that started at Patton Square Park. And I was able to get on the list, on the waiting list. And as people responded, oh, I can't do it, I was able to go and help, and I cleaned up on Killingsworth. So I think the next cleanup in Overlook, hopefully I'll get a response from the Neil Kelly staff person, but I think it's May 22nd.
Okay.
So that's not Going Street, but it is part of Overlook neighborhood.
Yeah, and I responded to that gentleman about Solve as an organization that's cleaning up all over town, but does specifically in our neighborhood as well. But I also forwarded him the information about like the Adopt a Street that Alex pointed out in the newsletter a few weeks ago and things like that. So
good.
And just that we're planning on doing a neighborhood wide cleanup at some point this year after things hopefully open up a little bit more.
Good. Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we should think about planning that.
Yep.
I think the other thing is maybe it doesn't look like Bo's on tonight, but he has the Overlook Neighborhood or Business Association, right?
That's true. Maybe I'll reach out to him separately.
Yeah, maybe reach out to him and say, are you including Swan? I mean, if they're part of Overlook, so I don't know. He might not have contacts there, but I mean, I think that would be good for him to reach out if he can.
And last thing, it's crazy, as I was mentioning that Johnny Lewis has responded at 6:59 through my email. He did tonight. So he just posted some of his comments in the chat room, which essentially says, I encourage you all to continue to report encampments of concern at least once a week. Reporting any given location once a week helps to ensure a crew continues to visit locations and remove garbage and the biohazardous materials. So it's more encouraging to take the time to make those reports, although it's it's a distraction, it's annoying that you have to do it, but at least it triggers something for the city to do to help clean up.
Hey, Casey, can you help me understand? I've always used the app for Portland. Let's see, I have to find my cell phone to look at what exactly I use to report the camps and the need for cleanup. And I've seen no response in the last 6 months. So is there, you were talking about the one point of contact. Is there another way to report the need for cleanup that I've not been using?
Yeah, so Johnny gave me 3. The one point of contact is the key one, apparently, which triggers these other ones. But I put into the chat the 2 others is the PDX reporter.
Yeah, that's what I've been using all along.
Okay.
And nothing happened.
Okay. And then calling and referring, that's a phone number I posted in there as well. But the original one here is portlandoregon.gov/campsites. So those are really the 3. But the first one there is the campsite report form. That's the one that I think essentially has connections with all 3 of the reporting mechanisms that they use.
Okay, so that will help with cleanup. I mean, I'm not reporting the campsite per se. I'm reporting the piles of garbage.
Yeah, I think they're one and the same. I mean, I there is a distinction for sure, but I think if you do report the campsite and the cause behind why you're reporting the campsite, and there's this garbage, biohazard, drugs, whatever, those will certainly trigger a attention from the city.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, my board report was way too long. Sorry.
No, that was great. Thank you. A lot of things going on. Anybody else? Any other board members? Updates?
Yeah, I've got a report. I was happy to see in the, actually it wasn't the paper, it was a news release that Overlook Park at some point will be getting a nature patch. And a nature patch is defined as an area in a park that has more natural materials. So it's not a playground equipment, but it's like boulders and logs. You've seen them in various parks. Westmoreland Park is a beautiful example of what Portland Parks and Rec has been doing. I think they started Westmoreland Park maybe 5 or 6 years ago. So the nature patches are like smaller versions of that. And Overlook Park has been selected along with Cathedral Park and then a park in Southwest for a nature patch. And I called one of the parks guy who really helped strongly to design the Patton Square Park playground additions. Evan Callahan, and he did not know the date for when Overlook Park's nature patch will occur, but he mentioned that given our neighborhood involvement with park activities, that he would make sure that there would be interface with the Overlook board and the public regarding a charrette to design the nature patch. So that'll be the first thing that Overlook Park has gotten an amenity in years, absolutely years. we have gotten the short end of the stick for quite a long time. So I'm very pleased to see that.
That's great.
Yep.
Do we know how big it will be and where it will be?
I'm sorry?
Do we know how big it'll be and where it will be located?
Yeah, don't have that information, but with that charrette, that'll be an opportunity for the community to give input as to, I mean, I'm thinking that it be around the playground, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually.
Is that similar to like Alberta Park has that kind of
Yes.
walk through area?
Yeah, yeah. Evan mentioned Alberta Park as a good example. Yeah, perfect.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good. So they're going to contact you, I'm assuming.
Me or you, yeah, whatever, but at least then we can put the word out in the, you know, the weekly email and so on and get people, especially people who frequently use the park with their kids or who live around the park to participate. That would be nice. Yeah.
And what was the timing again?
Don't know, not quite sure, but I would say this year or early next year.
Oh, okay, cool.
Soon.
Great, thanks. All right, anybody else?
I don't really have much to update on land use. There's been very few notices. The last one was an Adidas changing like a door or something on a building that is existing inside their campus that really, I don't think bothers anybody else. Other than that, I'm following the Union Pacific thing, but ever since the early assistance, there's been nothing. I'll keep track of that. Other than that, it's been very quiet for land use.
Okay, I probably need to get up and get some mail and see if there's anything in there.
Regarding the Albina rail yard, I did get like an email from Greg at Clean Air about a meeting. It was like very last minute, so I missed it, but I was gonna try and look into like who was giving the meeting, and I can pass that information along to you, Brian, as well. But it sounds like there's some conversations happening about, it was like a feasibility study on like how they would move it and what that would look like. But unfortunately, I missed that.
Do you know?
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
if you could get the notes from it or something, that would be great.
Yeah, I can reach out. It was like from someone at like Vibrant Portland LLC. I don't really know if they're like just doing the study or not, but I can share that information with Brian and look into it a little bit deeper.
Cool, that'd be great, thanks.
And then one other thing, I also did get a list of trees available for purchase. If anyone, I think this would just basically be for personal planting. But yeah, if there's any people that want to buy a tree from the Friends of Trees, I do have their wholesale list. And I do think they're moving them like this week. So it might be kind of a timely thing.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, so if they had, it wasn't that many, right? 20, 30 trees left. Something like
Yeah,
that.
it wasn't
But
too many.
Yeah, so they had some trees left. So if anybody's really wanting a tree, I think there were 75
Yeah.
each, something like that.
Yep.
Otherwise, I think the plan is to work with them next year, right?
Yeah.
To do something.
Yeah. That's it for me.
Cool, thanks. Anybody else?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. You beat me to the fire.
All right, Sidonia, go ahead, and then George.
I was gonna say, you guys saw the letter that Stacey and I will be sending out to the schools. And then from there, starting a conversation about I think it's called TAP for Markets. We just got connected this week, so hopefully we'll have more of an update as far as like if the schools are able to host them for the next meeting.
Great. Yeah, and it's potentially using the parking lot, right? To do a drive-through or drop off food from the St. John's Market. Cool, thanks. All right, George, you're up.
Am I on? Oh, yes, okay. The Public Safety Action Committee meeting, I tuned into on April 15th. And this time they did have Lieutenant Dulio there in attendance on their Zoom meeting. And he mainly went over the situation concerning the Fred Meyer food dumpster that was an issue back in early February or latter January, whenever that was. And all it was in February when all the freezing was going on and the power outages. So basically, it kind of went back and forth. The police presence was because it was on private property, and the crowd was asked to disperse because basically the food was technically spoiled and therefore not salvageable, etc. So there was some confrontation about that. Eventually, the crowd did leave, and the police presence, and the reason why the police presence escalated was because of the nature of the rioting and whatnot. And once the crowd dissipated, then the police left. The crowd came back later, or at least part of it. And this time, since the police weren't there to begin with, the Fred Meyer security just detuned, and somebody ended up setting fire to the dumpster and whatnot. But the situation got resolved. Not exactly easily, but it got done. And so the reaction of the media and whatnot, and some of the folks that were trying to follow that, they felt it was inappropriate and whatnot, but eventually as an issue, it went away. Lieutenant Butcher, she is in charge of their contact team, which at one point was 6 or 7 officers, and it's down to 2. And they're strapped because of the riots and whatnot. So they're mainly going to be dealing with some of the homeless related issues in the neighborhoods. And that's mainly over closer to where North Precinct is there on MLK and Killingsworth. I also had Johnny Lewis with the one point of contact and whatnot was talking about the situations that they're encountering and the efforts that they're going to be making to help clean up things. Sophia Xavier, who used to be the crime prevention coordinator that included Overlook, is now involved with the Parks Rangers. And so it's nice to see that she's back in the game. They're hoping to have 37 more Rangers on board and patrolling the parks by this summer to keep things somewhat under control. Their enforcement capabilities, they're unarmed and whatnot. So if it gets down to a physical confrontation, they would have to call the police as well. So, but at least having them in the parks, and they're going to be getting, with more people, they'll have more hours and more coverage, which is good. So the next Public Safety Action Committee meeting by Zoom is going to be on the 3rd Thursday of May. That would be May 20th at 7 p.m. And you can get onto their list by getting a hold of with them. And that's at their email address, psac.nne.pdx@gmail.com. That's psac.nne.pdx@gmail.com. Also, the notes from the April meeting are available. Did you get did they email you that directly, Alexandra? Or,
Yep, I can send it out.
Oh,
I can
and
forward it.
and you got it from me as well?
Yep.
Okay, so I couldn't tell using this iPad. I can't exactly tell sometimes if it's actually gotten somewhere. So at any rate, they also have it available, and effective today, this afternoon, there was a revised set of those notes. Did you get those, Alexandra?
I haven't looked yet.
Okay, so there's a revised set of the notes. Apparently there was an error in something or other that needed to get kind of corrected, but I don't think it's monumental. And so I think that about takes care of it.
Cool. Thank you much.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? I think we covered everybody, actually. Okay, then if we do not have anything else, we can quit 5 minutes early. All right. Well, thanks, you guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks for all your hard work. And we will see you in a month.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.
Alan,
Good night.
Alan,
Hi.
I'm gonna give you a call.
He might have heard you.
I'll give him a call anyway.
Exactly.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.